You know, I share a lot of headlines on the show, I really do, but looking at this one, it really makes me love my job sometimes. I mean, this one's going to be great. How often do I get to have a headline that has that word in it? This is going to be a fun one. Anyway, hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, please consider subscribing below and ring that bell notification. But anyway, Amazon. So there has been a lot of drama at Amazon recently, like a lot of drama. There's been protests. We're hearing more and more about their unsafe working conditions. In fact, because of the C virus, their working conditions for the first time, well, not the first time, but are again coming into the news. But for the first time, people are starting to pay attention. They're starting to realize, like, oh, geez, this is not a safe company to work for. These conditions are wrong. These workers are not being treated well. They're starting to realize that. Things that I've been saying for years that people kept saying, you're just, well, whatever the heck it is you think I am when it comes to Amazon. But now we have an Amazon VP who has publicly quit this company. And he called Amazon, and it was over this firing of workers, which he called a, well, CS move. A CS move. And then he, of course, had a, much better thought out full statement. But let's look at this article for a bit. So, a top engineer at Amazon Web Services has resigned over Amazon's firings of workers who raised concerns over C virus safety measures, calling the company's move CS. I'm trying to keep it family friendly, but obviously, parents, if you have kids looking at the screen, I hope they can't read. Anyway, in a blog post on his personal site, Vice President of AWS Tim Bray said that he is leaving his positions after over 5 years at the company due to the dismay he feels about the firing of workers who complained about the company's response to the C virus pandemic. As well as being a vice president, Bray was also a distinguished engineer at Amazon and is known for his previous work contributing to foundational web standards, including co-authoring the original XML specification. This guy is not just no one. He is a very big deal. He estimates that walking away from his current job will cost him over $1 million pre-tax, and he also mentioned his sadness at leaving, quote, the best job I've ever had. Now this paragraph really stood out to me because it says a lot. First of all, this is clearly not your normal employee. This is a high-rank, super smart dude who could clearly have any job in the world he wants at this point in time. Now, that might say, well, then good riddance to him. He should leave Amazon, right? But here's the thing. He's estimating that walking away from his current job will cost him over $1 million pre-tax. $1 million is a lot of money to walk away from. You just don't walk away from that kind of money unless you have some serious convictions about what it is you're doing that is wrong. And here's the cherry on top. He mentioned his sadness at leaving because he feels it was the best job he ever had. And truly, I read his blog post, and he spoke very highly about Amazon Web Services. In fact, it's by far the most flattering read about an Amazon division I've ever read. He talked about how the people were nice, they were courteous, they worked well together, there was little to no backstabbing, they were all on each other's side. But he's looking at what's going on with the warehouse, basically the worker bees, and he's looking at it and it's like, this isn't right. Like, they have legit concerns about health and safety at this company, and they should, because Amazon's not doing what they promised, and in fact, they're probably doing less than what they promised, and people don't feel safe to come to work, but hey, they got to come to work or they're going to get fired. I'm adding that last part, by the way. But here's the thing. He realized it wasn't right. And he mentioned how he tried to talk to important people. He wouldn't name who they were, but he talked to some fairly important people that apparently just were not going to change their minds. They fired these people anyway. Now, since then, Amazon says that they have rehired these people, like whoop-de-doo. I guess that's what you do when the pressure gets bad enough. But he wrote a blog post that really called them out on this, and we're even going to look at that in a moment. In fact, I should probably have that open for when it's ready. But anyway, He said he was compelled to quit after seeing Amazon's treatment of workers who took part in employee activism, beginning with threatening workers involved in the Amazon Employees for Climate Justice group with dismissal and culminating with a leaked internal Amazon memo which insulted and targeted a worker who said he was fired after organizing a strike due to safety concerns. That worker, Chris Smalls, hey Chris, once again, was canned after organizing a protest at New York City warehouse. Amazon had said Smalls was fired for breaking orders to quarantine himself. We've been over this. Amazon wasn't doing a good job at enforcing quarantine, so they should fire themselves. So Bray said he attempted to raise his problems with this approach through the appropriate channels, but the company's response was not satisfactory to him, and that remaining an Amazon VP would have meant, in effect, signing off on actions I despised. He also pointed out that targets of these actions by the company were notably women and people of color. So that's like an extra nice knife twist. Personally, I don't think Amazon is a racist in that regard. I think they hate everyone equally if they are causing any problems for the company. Now let's look at this blog post real quick. It's called Buy Amazon. I'm not going to read this whole thing. You can read it yourself. But here's the thing. He gets to the end, and well, where was it? Here it is, snapped. This is like the important part. At that point, I snapped. VP shouldn't go publicly rogue, so I escalated through the proper channels and by the book. I'm not at liberty to disclose those discussions, but I made many of the arguments appearing in this essay. I think I made them to the appropriate people. That done, remaining an Amazon VP would have meant, in effect, signing off on actions I despise, so I resigned. The victims weren't abstract entities, but real people. Here are some of their names. Courtney Bowden, Gerald Bryson, Marin Costa, Emily Cunningham. I actually think I know Emily Cunningham, believe it or not. Bashir Mohammed and Chris Smalls. I'm sure it's a coincidence that every single one of them is a person of color, a woman, or both, right? Again, he's probably just twisting the knife a little bit. I think Amazon doesn't care. I think they care that they were making them look bad. Let's give one of those names a voice. Bashir Mohammed said, "They fired me to make others scared." Do you disagree? No, I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all. I believe that was the whole point. So, yeah, this is a very, very fun article to read, especially if you dislike Amazon. And yes, at one point, he calls it a CS move. So, what happens now? I don't know. Amazon sure as heck gets more and more bad publicity. They're certainly under more and more scrutiny by the government, and yet their stock went up over 3% today, at least from the time I'm recording this. It might have gone down by the time you watch this, who knows. But yeah, Amazon's still doing fine. They have a very good VP that publicly resigns, and they probably won't care. That's just how big they are. However, that doesn't mean you shouldn't talk about it, and I say this a lot, but I'm going to reach out to Tim to see if he'd want to come on the channel. I don't know if, that's going to happen. I'm probably not big enough for that. But, I respect Tim for doing this. I really do, because it takes a lot of courage to walk away from a job that you really like, that pays you very good money, all because you looked at people who are a lot lower than you and said, it's not right what they're doing. I think that takes a lot of courage. But anyway, that's where we're going to leave this one. What says all of you out there? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I would love to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.